Hi friends, my name is Sushil and welcome to my channel. We have a new IPO that is coming into the market next week, which is a Burger King's India Limited, which is one of the quick service restaurant in India. In today's video, we'll be talking about the company. We'll be looking into the IPO issue details about the company, financials, and also we shall look into the IPO, whether we should subscribe to it or not. So before we get started, we kindly request you to subscribe to the channel and also please provide your positive or the negative comment that you feel so that we can improve in our upcoming videos. So the Burger King's India Limited is going to be an issue of 810 crores, which comprises of the fresh issue as well as the offer for sale. So the promoter for the company is QSR Asia Limited, which holds around 99.99% of the holdings. The fresh issue is going to be for the 450 crores and the offer for sale is going to be for 360 crores. The proceeds from the offer for sale will not be going to the company and will be going to the promoter as usual. Proceeds of the fresh issue will be going to the company-owned Burger King restaurants. The face value of this particular IPO is 10 per equity share, and among the 100% of the allocation, 75% is allocated to the college qualified institutions, 50% is given to non-institutional investors, and 10% is given to the retail investors like us. The price band goes as per below. The lower price band is 59 rupees and the upper price band is 60 rupees per share. Bid lot for this particular IPO is 250 equity shares. So a retail investor has to apply for minimum 250 shares. And it will be listed in BSE and as well as on the NSE. The tentative timeline of events for this particular IPO is going to be the first day is for the anchor investors, and by end of the day, we will be getting to know the anchor investors list. The IPO will be open for the public on the 2nd of December and will be open until the 4th of December. The expected finalization of the IPO shares or the allotment is on the 9th of December. It is expected to be listed on the market on 14th of December 2020. So let's travel through the following points. First, to get started, the Burger King as a brand. So Burger King India Limited is one of the fastest growing international quick service restaurant chains in India. And during the first 5 years of its operations, based on the number of restaurants they have opened. It's a very well-known brand among Indian public. Regarding the management team, it is one of the globally recognized Burger King brand and which is also known for the home of Woofer, which was founded in 1954 in United States and is owned by the Burger King Corporation, which is a subsidiary of Restaurants Brand International Incorporation, which also holds the portfolio of fast foods brands like Popeyes and Tim Hortons brands. Okay, so the management is very well experienced in this particular industry and which is going to be benefited for the Burger King India Limited. So do they have the qualitative strength? Talking about the fundamentals, as I said, they have a very well experienced management which is in this industry in US and UK, and they have a lot much to offer for the Indian public, and they can put forward their experience to grow their brand in India. They have the exclusive national master franchise rights in India, which talks about opening at least 700 restaurants across India by 2026, December 31st. So this is an agreement between the franchisor in the major franchisor and the franchise in India, so that they will open more than 700 restaurants in India by 2026. Currently, they have around 261 restaurants in India. As a brand of Burger King, it is very well known among Indian public. They have a very good vertically managed and scalable supply chain. So are they looking good from quantitative perspective? When I look into the financials, Burger King India Limited has an income of 6,441 million in 2019, and their EPS has been negative. Okay, and they have a net worth of minus 15.31 because the cash flow has been negative for past 3 years, and which is very much concerning. Maybe they might come out with better numbers when they establish themselves with more restaurants in India. But at this point of time, the financially the company doesn't look good, and that's what I would like to point out at this point of time. So how do they span when we look at the look at their peers. The two peers that I would compare here is the Jubilant Foodwork Limited and Westlife Development Limited. So Jubilant Foodwork Limited is for the Domino's, and Westlife Development Limited is for the McDonald's. So compared to those particular two listed peers, I would say that Burger King, it's very much in its early stage, I would say, and the numbers are not looking very good when compared to its peers. Okay, so I would give thumbs up to Domino's, but for Burger King Limited's comparison with them, it's not very well good. So what is the gray market premium for this particular Burger King IPO? So gray market is something like it's a parallel market or a secondary market that we can see, where before the listing of this particular shares, the pre-IPO shares are traded in the secondary market. So current gray market premium for this particular share is around 30 to 35 rupees on top of the IPO price. This might change based on how this particular IPO is going to be subscribed. Should we subscribe to this particular IPO or not is the question. There are a couple of points I would like to summarize based on our video, and which in turn will give you an understanding about the subscription to this IPO. On a positive note, it is a very well-known brand managed by the experienced management coming from a very good promoter. Burger King as a brand is very well adapted and famous among Indian public. So these are the two positives that I would see, and the plans for the expansion. So under the master franchisee and development agreement, so Burger King has been granted the exclusive right to develop restaurants across India. So, and their plan is to have around 700 restaurants by December 31st, 2026. So, which is a very well plan they have put forward, which might give them better operating revenues, and which can increase and improve their current financial numbers in the years ahead to come. So this is a positive thing. Talking about the negative points, so there are a couple of things that I would like to point out. One thing is the increased health consciousness among Indian public, and the Burger King caters into the fast food industry. And I believe that past couple of months there has been continuous awareness being created about the health of Indian public. And over time, I believe that this might impact the business of fast food industry. Not only Burger King, but I would consider as a kind of a general, that including its peers like McDonald's or Domino's. So all these fast food industries might see an impact in such case. Second thing is that there are so many unlisted local players in this particular area nowadays. So previously, the burgers and fried chickens were more common with the leading brands like Burger King and Big Bite or McDonald's. But nowadays, you can see that every city or the small second layer or third layer smart cities, they are now coming up with small startup shops like which caters similar kind of burgers and fried chickens. So that is definitely going to have impact on these big restaurants because the local players are providing almost quality foods at a cheap rate. And going with the Indian public mind, they would definitely be more preferring such local shops compared to Burger King, which might have a higher price compared to the local players. Okay, so that is one of the second threat I see to these big giant fast food restaurants. Okay. Third thing is regarding the financials. The current cash flow has been on a negative side, and until they improve their cash flow and the financials, I consider this as a negative for the company. Maybe once their plans to establish and their expansion plans get clicked and they start operating well, maybe their cash flow will improve, and as well as their financials will start looking good. So to summarize this particular IPO, I personally won't be subscribing to this particular IPO. Because I was expecting the IPO price to be around 35 to 40, which would have been a reasonable price. But the IPO price band has been set with 59 to 60, which I consider as overvalued for a company which has comparatively poor financials to its peers. let it get listed, and probably if there is a correction that happens, I would be happy to buy this share if it reaches a price value below 40. So this is my recommendation, that I won't be subscribed to this particular IPO. And who are interested to take risk, yeah, they can go ahead with buying this, or maybe subscribe to this particular IPO. But I would say that for safe investors, so they should stay away from this particular IPO. Okay. I hope you were able to get at least some understanding about this particular IPO, and if you should subscribe to this particular IPO or not. Please do comment and subscribe to this channel, and happy investing. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.